Hello, hello. How's everything going? Just wanted to stop by. I'm so excited for today. Today's our first day of the challenge. So if you're on, make sure you're paying attention because it's going to go quick. So I'm going to be talking about, healing your money, your relationship with money. And I could tell you for myself, that it's not just about the numbers, it's about the wounds. It's not about the money. It's not about where it comes from. It's about the wounds that is created around money. My story is that money for me was always used as a catalyst to my perpetrator having power over me. And that's why I had so many problems. I didn't realize it. Had no idea, But I'm going to tell you this, that everyone can help themselves. Everyone can break from this. It's a generational trauma because maybe it's not as drastic as my situation, right? But maybe we weren't taught what money is, how it's derived, what it's used for, how it can be used and invested, and how you work for it or let it work for you. Maybe we weren't taught those things. What this challenge is going to do is help you understand that you are money. You can bring money to you. We were taught so many times that money was not something we should be wanting to have, shouldn't have, and think about. We didn't have to think about that. But let me tell you this. You have to, because we're on this earth. We're not in the predisposed, maybe heaven, as they would say. We're here. And here, money is an energy for you to get something in return to giving it. So, I want you to understand that it's one of the biggest hidden wounds we carry. It's one of the biggest ones. Whether we know it or not, whether it's fear, shame, or scarcity, today we're going to unpack those patterns. We're going to really show up for ourselves and unpack those patterns and start to begin to heal these money wounds. Because, let me just say this, we're getting older, and it's never too late to learn about money. It's never too late, but you absolutely have to get it. You have to get it. Oh, my hair is sticking up. You have to really get it. So why does this matter? Money isn't just about earning and spending. It's emotional. Many of our money habits are shaped by childhood experiences, societal conditions, and even generational trauma. Until we heal those wounds, we are stuck in a cycle of scarcity, stress, and self-sabotage. SSS instead of SOS. I like that. I just made that up. Okay, so let's understand our money story. This is what we're going to do today. Let's understand that. There are 4 main money wounds. 1 is the scarcity mind. 2 is shame and guilt. 3, avoidance and fear. And let's say 3, 4, right? 4, self-sabotage. You see, 4, right? I almost did 5. Okay, so scarcity mindset, number 1. Growing up with lack and always feeling there's never enough. I seen some clients of mine, even they would eat fast because there might not be any more food, so they get it all down, so they get nourishment, and so that, they would eat really fast, not realizing that they were doing it because of food insecurity and some days no money, so they would eat fast, in case somebody came and took it. Shame and guilt, feeling undeserving of wealth or guilty when you have money. That was my story. My story was feeling undeserving of wealth and guilty and, of having it because money was used to keep me quiet, to hush me up, was hush money. And it made me ashamed. It was like, oh, I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And I remember for years, even when I had my business, I would always hire somebody to deal with the money. I said, no, I don't touch money. I don't deal with that. Give it to my secretary or whatever. Yeah, I would say that. And not be able to touch it. I actually got a credit card so I wouldn't have to touch it. The third thing is avoidance and fear. Struggling to even look at finances due to past experiences. Again, that was me. I thought it was the numbers. I really thought I was afraid of math. I wasn't afraid of math because every position I was in, I was able to calculate things in my head. So I wasn't afraid of money. Numbers, I was afraid of I was fearful I was avoiding it, and I was fearful and I was ashamed. That's what it was. I'm trying to get it right in my mouth, not my mind. So that's where I was. The fourth one is self-sabotage. Earning money, but unconsciously pushing it away. Unconsciously pushing away, meaning unconsciously using it for things that doesn't make any sense, that's not good for you, or over excessive, just getting things and keeping things, putting things there and just using it, just not using it, right? So it's self-sabotage because a lot of that turns into maybe hoarding, turns into other things that are layer upon layer about money. So now that you heard all four main money wounds, what is one belief about money you learned as a child? Put it in the box below, and let me know what you think, and I'll give you a couple of seconds with that. Okay, all right. Now I want you to reflect on how this belief still affects you today. So, for instance, if earning money and you start to push it away, what are you doing that's sabotaging you? Are you buying things frivolously? Are you going to just go to the store and you just buy things you don't even wear or need? Do you buy things you shouldn't be eating or don't eat? What do you do that sabotage you? And does it affect you right now? And are you doing it? Right. So let's get into, now that we've owned our story, we know where it comes from, we know how it's affecting us right at this present moment. Let's begin to break the cycle and start to heal the money wound. Now, we're going to be talking about the bigger picture, reframing the narrative, right? We're going to be talking about shifting from scarcity to abundance, right? We're going to be talking about shifting from shame to worthiness. We're going to talk about shifting from avoidance to awareness. We're going to be talking about shifting from sabotage to confidence. Now, all of these these things take place, right? So we're going to be talking about them. And the first one is scarcity to abundance, and how to reframe that. Yes, that happened to you. Yes, it was a circumstance that you had no control over. So let's recognize the flow of money rather than fearing the lack of it. Let's recognize every time we fear that we don't have enough, let's start seeing and visualize the flow of money coming to you. Not going this way, but coming this way. Just coming, falling all on you. Let's just think about that. Every time scarcity comes to your mind, I don't have enough of this. First, stop yourself from saying it. That's number one. But the second thing is to start to visualize that. Forget, stop the lack. Stop getting afraid and start seeing the money come to you. The solution, the solved problem come to you. Okay? That's one way to do it. The second thing is shifting from shame to worthiness. And this is going to take some work. This is not overnight. These are just things that we're going to be handling, we're going to be working on right now. Knowing you are deserving of financial peace. Never think that there's not enough money to go around. Never think that. Always believe money is coming to you, or the universe conspires for your success. No matter what it is, your needs are met. So let's think on that and know that you are deserving of peace. So what are these two, the 1 and 2 we're doing here? We're shifting, we're reframing what you thought, right? Now in each day, you're going to take these concepts, right? The same concept. Each day after this, we're going to take those same concepts and we're going to apply them to the exercise of the day. So what's going to happen in the beginning of day 2 is that we're going to then work on the second thing, right? But it's going to be an exercise. So there will not be any more talking. It will be more of getting your feedback on what you experienced when you received all this information we're talking about today. And you're writing it all down. So make sure you're writing it down and getting it so you can be able to apply it once day 2 comes. Because that's the work. That's the working day. Okay? Number 3, shift from avoidance to awareness. Facing finances without fear. So a great example of that is not when the bill collectors call, or when you have the money, right, and you want to leave it in your bank because you're afraid to leave it there, but instead of using it to make yourself or make more money for yourself, you leave it there and it doesn't make any money. It actually depreciates. So whatever dollar, if you leave $1 in the bank, let's say you need to leave $1 there. Let's just say that. Okay, $10. Leave $10 there. The next day it's going to be $9.99. The next day after that, $9.09. It depreciates the longer it stays in there. So it's always best to just use that money to invest into your business, or and create money to move forward. So let's say if I don't know, maybe you're thinking of something for your business. So you're saying you don't have some piece of it, maybe cards, business cards. Well, You have $50 sitting in the bank. You got the cards cost you $29. That is an investment in your company that you're going to get back. That is an investment in you that you're going to get back. Or you want to invest in maybe getting some folders made, and they cost $50. Get the folders made, and that's investing in your company that you can get the return back. So don't be afraid, facing finances or what you're going through without fear. Another example would be if you have credit issues. I can't tell you how many clients have told me that, I don't have time to fix it. I'm going to pay somebody else to fix it. But somebody else did not make the mess. You did. So why would you pay somebody to fix your mess? And say, listen, that act alone only tells the creditors that you can't manage anything. So if you made a mess, be responsible, clean it up yourself. And take the time to make those phone calls to correct things. A lot of breaking these cycles is being responsible. Responsibility, taking the consequence. A lot of that is. So, just so you know. The last one is sabotage to confidence. So switching from sabotage to confidence, building a healthy, empowered money mindset. Empowered. So read everything that's about empowering you. Like I have a book called Abundance Mindset. Read it. It's a quick read. Gives you the points. Boom, boom, boom. Very applicable. Keep it moving. You keep reading things that are good for you. Keep educating yourself around money. Watch videos around money. Start to prepare yourself. And education really gives you confidence. It straightens your back up, right? It gives you chutzpah. All right. So, what are the practical healing steps? The one thing that you're doing right now, because you're writing, is journaling. So I want you to grab one of your books and make sure it's just, a book for the money journey, or there's a couple pages for that, and you put it at the top. Your money journey. Healing your relationship with money. You put that at the top, right? And make sure there's like maybe 10 pages so you can write a lot. All right? So journaling your money story. Go back and find out, as we just did a few moments ago, as we wrote down how did it really start, and then how you're affected by it. So go back and figure, when was your first instance and your feeling about money? I could tell you mine. I've went back deep within myself to find what my first instance of money, and why I got where I am today, and why I had to change what I was doing, and shift my mindset from where it was. The second thing is daily money gratitude. Is I am grateful for every dollar I receive and spend. We're seldom happy about spending money. Seldom, but I've learned that I'm happy to pay my electric bill. Why? Because I'm responsible enough to keep the electric off. So, I am responsible that I know I utilized what I used, and I was a good steward over the electricity. Because let me tell you something. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're a good steward. Just because you have a car, if you're not cleaning it, taking care of it, you're not a good steward. Just because you have clothes and you have them in your closet and you have a big closet and you're not a good steward over them, you're not taking care of them, you are not a good steward. So the karma comes back in that. And I truly do believe this of the law of attraction, and it has to do with you and money and you and all these other the relationships you have with the things that you are given. That's it. That's it. It's the relationships we have with the things that we're given and we're responsible for. So being a good steward is primo. Okay. The third one is self-talk and affirmations. Like I said, when I am talking or a thought comes to my mind, I'm not going to make this deadline. I said, nope, I'm going to make this deadline. God, show me how this will work. Show me the solution. And then I say, thank you for the solution on how this is going to work. Simple as that. I have. Now, in that phrase I just gave you is I stopped the negative self-talk. I affirmed and switched my mindset. Then I also was grateful. In a second, and it was quicker than a minute. Yeah, quicker than a minute. That's how fast it went past. Okay. Still with me? Okay. I see some peeps over there on YouTube. Hey, YouTubers. Okay. We're on the fourth part, building a new relationship with money. Remember, what I'm telling you today, you're going to be using all these principles on all the days of the challenge. All we're going to do is personify one piece of this challenge. You all are going to share if you want to share. If you don't want to share, that's great. And there's going to be exercises for you to do and to come report back on how'd it go. Okay? Building a new relationship with money. One of my exercises that I'm going to say, it was a long while ago. I want to say 2011, maybe 2011. One of my exercises was to test out my ability to manifest money. So because I was in such a scarcity mindset, I'm going to start with a penny. So then I said, God, nah, I see pennies all the time. Everybody sees pennies, but we don't pick them up, right? I said, let me see a nickel. Every time I'm walking, let me see a nickel. All right? That was the first day I said it. And then the next day, literally every time I got in and out of my car, wherever I stopped, I saw a nickel. And guess what I did? I picked it up, right? And when I picked it up, it signaled to the universe that I was grateful. And I said, thank you. I was grateful. But at the end of the day, I had about 25 cents, right? At the end of the day, I had about 25 cents. It's like, wow, 25 cents. I am grateful for this 25 cents. I'm going to tell you what it was teaching me. One thing is that I can manifest. Second thing is that I was grateful. And the third thing is that it's possible. So I said, okay, I'm going to put myself through the test again. So the next day I said, I want to find a dime every time I got out of my car. So I said, okay. Next day, every time I got out of the car, found a dime. In this particular day, I went to Meineke that was on 112, across from the furniture store. And I parked the car because I was getting something done. I forget what it was. Or I think I was meeting somebody, giving them some paperwork. And I got out of the car, I didn't see it, but I got out of the car, and then went to go get back in my car. Someone had emptied the part where the change drawer is in their car, and it spilled out all over where I was getting in at the car. There was no other car next to me, so guess what I did? It had pennies in there and everything else. I just picked it all up, right? Put it in my car, and I was like, wow, I can't believe this. And most of them were dimes, so I picked it all up. All right, that was one stop. The next stop I stopped at, I forget where I was. Anyway, there was a roll of dimes. Oh, it was a laundromat, right? It was a laundromat, and I was parked in the back, and it was in those. I forgot the name of those things, but they're brown. Anyway, it's in there, so I thought it was empty. It was just rolling down the thing, so I thought it was empty, and I guess it hit my foot, or it hit up against something. And I was like, that sounds like it's full. Of course, I picked it up, and it said dimes on there. I was like, okay. So now I'm manifesting, right? So the next day, I said, okay, I'm going to do $1. And would you believe, every time I got out of my car, $1. The only thing that was wrong with this is I could not see above $1. That's when I knew I had some serious money troubles. I can manifest change, but I couldn't manifest big dollars. So I had to really delve into my situation, my money troubles, my money trauma, because it really was not helping me. So how do you start to begin to build healthy money practices? One is set a clear goal, savings, earnings, and investments. Those are the three things. Savings, earnings, and investments. Savings for emergencies, earnings that you make every week to pay your expenses and your necessaries, and investing in not just your business, but investment in something that will lend to legacy. Three things. Set a clear goal. What is it that I want? Be honest with yourself. Don't copy off the next person. Don't copy off of them. Don't believe something so astronomical that you don't get it. What sits well with you? If you have a clear money goal of maybe saving by the end of the year, let's just say by the end of this year, maybe another $4,000, right? And to put that and invest it into your CD, right? That's something is attainable for you. And then for your emergency fund, put away at least for me, I have to visualize. So what would be my emergency? Emergency would be a car issue, car problem. Another emergency issue would be a bill, right? So most car issues and big bills are usually about $1,500. So you would have emergency fund with $1,500 in it by the end of the year. That's a goal. It's a complete goal. Great goal. Okay? And then increase your earnings. My goal is every day, make $300. $300. So I should have, the days that I work, I should have $300 either right at that moment or in the coming weeks, because I'm creating a funnel of money every day. Even if it doesn't come, it's coming because I'm making a funnel for it to happen so that it can continuously happen, recyclable all the time. So I don't have to work very hard for it, right? Okay, second thing is practice mindful spending. Align your money choices with values. Don't just go and willy-nilly and spend. You know, I remember working with someone that literally, when we sat down, I said to her, you know, I can look in your closet right now and you don't, I said, let's go through the closet. She's, oh, I don't wear this. And she's showing me all the stuff. So she's showing me everything. And I'm listening, I'm watching her. I said, you want to deal with some of your money trouble? She goes, yeah. Let's sell a lot of this stuff here. I said, what? I said, let's download an app, work together. You take what you don't want to wear and you sell it. Take a picture, sell it. Literally after a while, and I think I worked for her for 3 months, and she had an extra $1,500 every month for clothes. And she said, I can't believe that it was just that simple. I said, yeah, because sometimes we're involved in it and we don't see it, you know, and we don't see the opportunity because we're so, you know, enthralled and enmeshed with it. But when you go to spend, align it with your choices, with your values. Does this mean, if I buy this green dress, how many times can I wear it again? You know, and what could I do with it? You know, is it going to line up with that? You know, can I resell this if I don't wear it again? All those things should be they gotta line up with your values instead of, you know, clogging up your closet and you still can't use any of it, right? I'm a minimalist now. Like, everything's minimal. Like, if it doesn't make sense for me to buy something and I can't reuse it at another event, because every time I go and buy something, I could use this again. This matches this. And it takes me a while to shop. Let me just tell you that, because I'm putting it on, then I'm looking at it and making sure it matches, or could go with, or could, you know, switch with another pair of pants or another, you know, something. You know, I'm mix matching stuff. So, you know, I'm always thinking of what I could do with it later. And is it of value for later? Okay? So, okay, 3, implement a weekly money check-in to review your finances without fear. So, sit down. You know, how I started to really get this is I would have a little book. I think I had a couple, but I don't have them now. But I have a little book. It's about this size. And what I do with it is I write in it. Everything I spend, I write in it. How much it is, I write in it. If I buy something, I clip it to the, you know, the receipt to there. Then I sit down at the end of the week and see what I spent out. That's when I was really aware of what I was wasting money on. Okay? So what's the energy and the energy and the emotional, you know, ness around money? And is there a technique to understand or release, you know, that energy? Because money is nothing but energy. It's an energy to exchange something. And what I further understood too, that money is also labor, and it's also an exchange. Like, it doesn't have to be like this. It can be an exchange of services. It could be services given. It could be, you know, gifts given. It doesn't always have to be this. It could really be the exchange of services and products. So always keep that in your mind, okay? So how do we release those limiting beliefs? How do we get that energy back around it? There is a practice that's called EFT tapping, or guided meditation. So EFT tapping, and I know it, but I don't really practice it. But there's ways that you can tap different areas, right? There's ways that you can tap and have not a meditation, but a mantra or a saying to go with it, to release that energy around money. So when I was, whatever was good for me, I chose. But you know how that the rule of thumb is, or the old wives' tale. That's not rule of thumb, but old wives' tale. If this hand itches, you get money. If this hand itches, money's leaving out. So every time my hand itched, no matter what it was, I'd start tapping, and I would say an affirmation, whatever it is, and I would reframe my thought around it. Instead of itching it, I would just tap. So that's how I became more aware and received more energy around things, and that made sense to me. And then there's guided meditations around money, and I think I have a few on my YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber, just go to my YouTube channel and put in meditation, and there's a couple of meditations there, and I'm going to be making more, so especially around money, since we're doing a challenge on that. Okay, so yeah, the second thing is forgiveness exercises. Write a letter. I did this too as well. I wrote a letter with the understanding of my story, how I got to my place about this money issue, and I wrote a letter with the story in mind, and I wrote to ask myself to forgive me for my past struggles. Now, it's a good idea to do that. Write a letter, and the next thing I would do is, once I wrote that letter, I would burn it up, rip it up, let it go in the air. Don't put it in the garbage, because it stays there. Let it go out, where go burn it, or, let it go out in the air, or bury it in dirt so it can dissolve, right? That's what I would do. That's one of the exercises that really work. The third one is financial vision board. I can't tell you how important visualization is. Visualization is healthy, and it helps you with your financial future. I visualized my car. I literally found it, the exact one I wanted, cut it out, and looked at it every day. I visualized where I was going to live. I set it. I wrote it out. I got pictures of it, and sure enough, that's where I am now. So visualization is highly suggested here. It's a way to make what you think, what you say, and what you see come into effect. And the meditation completes the circle, what you hear. Okay? So now I am going to close that, because now we have got all of our information. And we're going to get started on the information for the next day, right? For the next day. Healing your money wounds is a journey. But small daily shifts in your mind can be a big impact. So that's why I created this 7-day money healing challenge, because we can know what to do with numbers. And a few of my clients that were IT specialists, they knew what to do with money, but they just didn't do it because of their mindset. I want this challenge to be able to help you rewrite your money story one step at a time. Okay? So I thought about maybe doing it as a PowerPoint and all of that, but I think getting everyone involved and kind of be able to talk and everything, I think that would be a better idea. So we're going to talk about, I'm just going to give you what the next, now that we are on day 1, we identified your money story. You're going to write that out. You're going to write that out. And what you're going to do is journal about your earliest memories with money. Good or bad? Mostly bad. And then identify the key messages you absorbed from your parents or your caretakers, what money meant for you. And we're going to share those, at the next day 2. And then we'll start to shift everything, because the more you talk about it, the less it's inside of you, taking place and making decisions that you don't want to have. So that's the homework for today, is journal about your earliest memories with money. And then identify the key messages you absorbed from your parents or your caregivers. I don't see anybody on right now, but if you have a question about what I said after the replay, definitely leave it and I will answer you. Okay? So that's the homework. I will post the homework under this day 1 challenge. Bye for now.